Ну что ж, пошли дальше. Теперь мы в Индиане, в штате Индиане.
The corridors of Cincinnati's music hall reverberate with the sounds of an orchestra warming up for rehearsal.
If we unbolt the light...
The tuxedoed men are slightly transparent. Mustachio on the right has his arms folded.
We used to be members of the orchestra until, well, you know. Patrick doesn't care for the new blood. It seems like talent died with us. So he does his damnedest to stop them playing. But I can't allow violence. With the right tool, you can banish them from the hall. You see, no speak. No. No. No.
He shakes his head, exasperated.
No. The triangle.
The orchestra is midway through practice. They're in dire need of it. The percussionist, you sprint down the aisle and elbow through the incensed musicians. The percussionist falls off his stool as you clamber over his The rafters ring with laughter. The mustachioed ghost appears next to you, doubled over, invisible to the furious orchestra.
I never thought you...
A hurried little girl collides into you with a wheelbarrow full of hay, nearly knocking you out of your shoes.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You nod, but the way the girl fusses over the wheelbarrow, was that apology meant for you?
Lost? Me? No, not at all.
She stands up taller and squares her shoulders, projecting an image of a...
Well, I found this critter, but my daddy won't let me keep it unless I take real good care of it.
Relating this dilemma as the girl bursts into hysterical laughter, like she just heard the funniest joke.
Well, I don't know how to feed it.
She smiles so bright.
That's all it takes? Gosh, I already love it so.
A woman waits while a man in a truck fills two of her buckets with scoops of whitish powder from a bin. She takes you up the drive to her farmhouse, where her son and daughter are mixing something in a metal barrel.
Locust bait,
she says.
Poison? The town...
You use a broom handle to mix the poison with bran. The teens watch from the porch, faces frozen in distrustful scowls. Their mother pays you well, but later in the day you feel lightheaded, tingling pins and needles all over. You feel only a little better after you vomit. You've seen migrant camps before, and they tend to look like the town dump. This one, though, on a good day, the starched white tents stand tall and many. The stroll through the grounds finds you neither trash nor trouble. You hear some chatter from a large
Сейчас отойду. Я тогда сейчас мне надо, допустим, зайти посмотреть, потому что игра хороша, вот только есть у нее такой, наверное, скучновато, она, конечно. Бродить по городам, работать. Вы лучше знаете, что мне напишите? Как там трейдинг? Кто это играет?
tent on your left. On your right, a tent in the shadow of the trees emanates a soft buzz. You pass through a shroud of flies into a curtained waiting area. The air is pregnant with the stench of rotten meat, but the area is empty, almost clean, except for the black stains that have seeped into the soil. There's only the curtain, which it wears a black overcoat and a white porcelain mask with a fat, sharp beak. There's a butcher's knife in its gloved hand.
This is the pest house.
It snaps in a woman's voice. And yet tilts her basket away to hide whatever is inside.
You want to see what I got? I'm not telling.
She raises her eyebrows, encouraging you to pry further.
Ha! Got you hooked. Too easy.
She twists her lips to one side, mimicking a more adult, thoughtful gesture.
Excellent. I want you to kill my mother.
She looks to check if you're paying attention, then points to a figure working at the other end of the field.
She's boring.
The girl bursts into peals of laughter. She doubles over the basket, laughing so hard she's barely able to stand. When she can, 3 kittens snuggle up at the bottom. They're barely old enough to open their eyes.
Ma gave them to me for being good. I've called them Badb, Matcha, and Anand, after a story Nana told me.
She preens. It's the midday, and yet this whole neighborhood is eerily quiet. Everyone seems to have retreated into their homes as if warned of something. You soon realize what? The reciprocating sound of a Thompson gun, emptying its drum. You get behind a car, putting the engine block between you and the sound. But it's muffled, coming from inside a building. You're in no danger, you think. So you allow yourself a peek above and running down the cobblestone street, a man in fine, blood-spattered clothes. He has his hands out, mouth open, screaming something. But you don't catch what he says. He's drowned out by gunfire. The men responsible, 3 abreast in dark overcoats and wide hats, walk up to him to check on the body. The smallest of the 3 has a nervous energy about him.
People
meet you. Well, I didn't know if we'd meet again, but I'm glad we did. Set yourself down here with me and Cass and Flip. Need a drink of water? Need to warm up? Still trying to see much of this country as I can. Folks I meet are sometimes kind, sometimes mean, and sometimes still perplex me. But all of them beats the folks I left behind. How about you? Seen anyone interesting since we last met? I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Ain't life got enough tearjerkers in it without telling stories like that? Jeez. Authority. The coppers and rail yard dicks don't ruffle me none. I just tell them my poor ma and my poor pa died of the pneumonia. I give them crocodile tears about trying to get over to my gran just down the way. All I got's left is my dogs, mister. Works damn near every... I want to hear a story about ghosts or murderers or something. Scary stuff. Wow, that's the stuff, stranger. Spooky campfire tales are my favorite. The past is just that, past. The whole world is at my feet, so why bother talking about the one place I can't go to no more? Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories. That sure was a downer. Give me a good venture tale and travel. Yeah. Didn't sit right with me that... Hey, do you got any really... Whoa, quite a story, stranger. Huh, the future. I suppose California sounds mighty fine, and most everyone is heading that way You got any happy stories? That was a chuckle to be sure, but do you know any joy? I surely have seen some joyful scenes in my travels. Just a few trains. It wasn't until after I was heading out that I saw the little baby graves. Seems joy's all mixed with... Well, sun's coming up. Where you heading next? Decided yet? Maybe our paths will cross. I'm going up the road this way myself. Hope I'll see something fun. I generally do, you know. There's interesting things to see everywhere if you keep your eyes open.
I'm gonna scroll my name on the bare bones of the earth. I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground. 'Cause when that ferryman comes for to tally at my worth, I won't leave much to find that can be found. Well, I'm gonna heft my spade up upon my weary back. I'm gonna keep lacerates tucked in my soul. 'Cause when my coals burn low and my trains run out of track, won't be no one else to dig my hole. Well, I got no companion except the wind and the sea. And when I'm cold and empty, they're the ones who'll bury me. Well, I'm gonna cast my stones o'er the waters of this land, and by I'll see them far
Peabody Hotel. The words adorn the exterior wall, each letter the size of a window. The lobby is upholstered furniture and gold chandeliers, but such luxury is a mere accessory to the centerpiece, a travertine marble fountain in which 5 ducks swim. A handsome bunch of feathered fellows, all having a nice time in the water. A bellman in a blue cotton uniform, black cane. A wide smile crosses the bellman's face. Oh, a newcomer. Well, this is a little ceremony I introduce. The bellman gestures toward the closest duck. You notice now, the ducks have had their flight feathers trimmed, though their beauty remains intact. Now, don't look so concerned. The bellman taps his cane on the marble. Right away, the ducks honk up a frenzy and hop out of the fountain. They beat the water out of their wings and waddle toward the elevator, guided by the bellman's cane.
chest. This hole ain't gonna heal, and the swing of guitar strings is about the only thing I feel. And if there was second chances, I don't know which way I would choose. Oh, yeah, the thing about down is I need this soul sucker blues. Won't heed temptation, I just walk on by. Won't heed temptation, I just walk on by. Yeah, the devil gon' lay his snare for me, but his power.
Excusez-moi. Beckoning you over, the woman shows you a letter, beautifully typeset on thick vellum. You're struck by the scent of a fancy department store. You are dismayed to read the first paragraph. Lorem ipsum dolor sit amet. And the address under the monogram. You send her around a nearby corner at random.
Merci,
she exclaims, clasping the letter to her bosom, stars in her eyes.
Enfin, mon héritage attend.
She hurries down the street, gone before you can
Down, yeah, they gotta throw a wall up. We gon' tear it down. We gonna drive the hurting hearted gal with a wild and righteous sound. When they try to throw a wall up, ooh, we gonna tear it down. Yeah, when they try to throw a wall up, we gonna tear it down.
Lenny's Antiques has a heady smell. Polish, maybe, or incense. Sunlight doesn't penetrate the blacked-out windows. She sets a tray on the counter. On it sits a hodgepodge of stitched leather pouches of various shapes and sizes. Some have neck or...
I don't want your money. You got something better.
She licks her lips. Her knife is fast. She slices a thin line across your palm, then snatches your hand and squeezes. She catches the welling blood, and as you reach the door, a man calls after you. Is this yours?
His name badge reads Lenny. He's holding up a leather pouch.
I'm gonna scrawl my name on the bare bones of the earth. I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground.
Huh, look at you. Well, I didn't know if we'd meet again, but I'm glad we did. Set yourself down here with me and Cass and Flip. Need a drink of water? Need to warm up? Still trying to see much of this country as I can. Folks I meet are sometimes kind, sometimes mean, and sometimes still perplex me. How about you? Seen anyone interesting since we last met? I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any? Ain't life got enough tearjerkers in it without telling stories like that? Jeez. Travel. Yeah, I want to see it all. The whole world. My brother used to read me stories of Jules Verne, of rich folks traveling around the world, and all for a lousy bet. It didn't sit right with me that folk with all the coin in their purse should also keep the world in their back pocket. I aim to grab a little piece for myself. Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those. Were you trying to scare me? Well, you didn't go far enough. Huh. The future. I suppose I'll just keep heading west. California sounds mighty fine, and most everyone is heading that way anyhow. Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories. I usually like the scary stuff, but your story needed more punch, I think. And the past is just that, past. The whole world is at my feet, so why bother talking about the one place I can't go to no more? Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories. Were you trying to scare me? Well, you didn't go far. I remember lots of folks talk on the river. Others said we all, I suppose. I want to hear. That was a chuckle to be sure, but do you know anything in this country? I don't rightly know what this thing called America is. What with tramping across the whole thing, figure I'll find out for myself soon. Aw, heck, the night's over already. I sure enjoyed talking to you, but I gotta get on. I think I'll see what's happening up the road. Sometimes I surely do wonder what'll become of this land. Folks have been chasing the dream of tying it up for so long. Maybe America was never meant to be held in your hand like this.
'Cause when that ferryman comes for to tally up my worth, I won't